A warm, windy day in Olathe, Kansas, but a beautiful day to play too, and that's what we have. A doubleheader of girls high school softball, our Spectrum Sports game of the week. And the first game of that doubleheader, it will be Olathe West taking on the Saints of St. Thomas Aquinas. And good afternoon, everyone. I'm Leon Liebel, along with former Kansas City Royal Les Norman. Again, Olathe West, St. Thomas Aquinas, two terrific teams. Olathe West comes in with just one loss. St. Thomas Aquinas, they are undefeated. They got one of the best athletes anywhere.
Yeah, this is going to be a great matchup. St. Thomas Aquinas is boasting Kelsey Schenk. She's a senior heading to Lipscomb University. She's a three-sport athlete, and she has won 2 state championships in volleyball and basketball. And talking to her coach, Keith Hughes, he said she is the best athlete I've ever coached. That's high praise.
Yeah, high praise indeed. And, of course, on the other side of the diamond for Olathe West, the Owls, they have an outstanding player in Madison Walker. Sometimes she plays third base. Today she's going to be at shortstop. She's got a lot of power.
Well, I'm not sure it matters where Madison Walker plays. I mean, she is a stud on the field and in the classroom, a born leader in both. Hitting .583. She's 6th in her class in GPA, and she's just crushing it everywhere. She is heading to Mizzou. This is going to be an incredible matchup today with two great teams, with two great players.
Two fantastic softball programs. Again, St. Thomas Aquinas at Olathe West. We'll have the first pitch coming your way right after this. And welcome back, everybody, to College Boulevard Activity Center in Olathe. Again, I'm Leon Liebel, along with former Kansas City Royal Les Norman, as we bring you this softball game between St. Thomas Aquinas, the Saints, taking on the Olathe West Owls. And, of course, St. Thomas Aquinas coming into this unbeaten at 6-0. Their head coach is Keith Hughes. Meanwhile, for the Olathe West Owls, they are 7-1. Their head coach is Cynthia Adams. As we check the lineups for this game, and again, St. Thomas Aquinas leading off. They're all everything. Third baseman Kelsey Schenk, she's a junior, batting number 2 for St. Thomas Aquinas. Will be the shortstop, a freshman, Sage Gordowski, and batting third, the senior right fielder Sophia Lip. Batting cleanup, the catcher Annika Jaworski, she's a senior, batting 5th. Ella Shabilski, and batting 6th. Elena Vapes, she's the second baseman, also a freshman. Charlotte Teddy's the first baseman. She's batting 7th, batting 8th. Keely Ellsworth, a sophomore, out in left field. And the center fielder batting 9th, Lily Sapp. Well, on the mound, sophomore Aurora Sweetland will be the pitcher for St. Thomas Aquinas. And pitching for Olathe West, another sophomore, Braven Kelaporis. Two outstanding pitchers starting this game for both teams. And we are on the north field here at CBAC, the number 1 field, and that means it's facing northeast with a strong south wind behind us, Les. So see if we keep some softballs in the park today.
Well, maybe in the park or maybe out of the park. This is one of those games with these two teams where doesn't it feel like with the wind, the beautiful sun, and two offensive powerhouse teams, something's got to give. This feels that way.
And again, Brevin Kelaporis, she is a lefty, as Kelsey Schenk, everything athlete, volleyball, basketball, and softball. She takes ball 2, a little inside. But again, Kelsey Schenk, she's on her way to play volleyball next year. She's only a junior. She's committed to play at Lipscomb University in volleyball. And she takes strike 2 right down the middle. Home plate umpire today is Les Ansay. And out in the field, Doug Killian. As again, a windy day in Olathe, but a terrific day for softball. Nice and warm and sunny, and a swing and a miss as the count evens out 2-2.
That's a good location that she's using so far. It's really tough on a windy day that you want to come in, but Brevin Kelaporis is doing a good job working both sides of the plate.
Out back, we talk about Kelsey Schenk being such a great athlete and everything. Her father's also the president of St. Thomas Aquinas. So she's got everything going for her. Played on state championship in volleyball and basketball for the Saints this year. A little low, and it's going to be a full count, 3-2.
Well, that's your leadoff hitter right there. That's what you're supposed to do. Not only a great hitter is Kelsey Schenk, but it's one of those situations where you're trying to work the count, tap into that pitch count early.
3-2 pitch, and again, fouled back on the screen. Sage Glodowski, the freshman shortstop, is on deck for St. Thomas Aquinas. Just underway again, top of the first inning. Lead off batter, Kelsey Schenk. And that's a line shot to right field. It's going to be a base hit. Kelsey Schenk goes to first base with a single. Just kind of went with the pitch.
Well, it's definitely what you need to do if you're hitting. Brevin Killiporis just was working the count. She was trying to go up a little bit. And a day like today when the wind's blowing out, you see a pitch high with that sun reflecting off that bright yellowish neon ball. You're going to definitely want to take a swing at that.
And now Sage Glodowski, she fouls off her first pitch to the left side and count 0-1. She's a left-handed hitter, so it's a lefty against lefty here in this matchup. It's another great volleyball player, Sage Glodowski. Again, just a freshman. Showing bunt there. Takes ball one, count 1-1. Kelapouris getting the sign, and this one is going to be a bunt laid down the first base line, and
look at that.
Wow, what a touch. Fair ball.
Boy, it doesn't get any better than that. I mean, you've got the turf, but it's pretty level here, but you have to wonder a little bit. The wind is blowing really hard from the right side to the left side. There was just a little bit of spin on the ball, but you can see just that there's just that little bit that maybe pushes it, and it stops right on top of the line. Something going here for Aquinas Saints in the top of the first.
Kelapouris made the right decision to let it go because it looked like it was going to go foul and just caught the blade of the artificial turf here. All field turf in infield and outfield here at CVAC.
That's one thing about turf, though. You know, when they're grading it, the concrete underneath it, you know it's going to be level. Where if this is a grass and dirt field of some kind, it's going to undulate somehow in some place. So you're definitely going to get the pure bounces.
Right fielder Sophia Lip is the batter, and she takes strike two. Sophia Lip having a pretty good year at the plate so far. Again, the Aquinas Saints 6-0 coming into this game. Two runners on. Kelsey Schenk on second. She got there. She got on base of a single, and then Sage Glodowski an infield single on the bunt. And here's a chopper down the left field or third base line. That's going to be a foul.
Pretty good play by third baseman Roy Horning over there, though. As a little short hop she picked it. Had that bent fair. That was a potential double play possibility right by the bag there. She picked that like she knew it was coming.
Roy Horning, a versatile player. She plays first base as well. There's a fly ball to center field. Emma Veach underneath it, and Schenk's going to tag up and make it to third, while Glodowski stays on first. So Sophia Lip moves the runner over to third on the fly ball to center.
You know, normally that's just a routine fly ball. We know with Emma Veach's arm, she's got a pretty good arm there, but again, this wind pushed the ball all the way back to the wall. And of course, Kelsey Schenk can run a little bit, but it could have been a lot closer for play, so the wind helping, and Sophie Lip doing a good job using the elements.
And for St. Thomas Aquinas, the batter, Annika Jaworski, the catcher. Batting cleanup. She's got two runners on, and as Glodowski goes down to second there on the steal.
Didn't look like they were going to
go after
pay too
anyway.
much attention to her. Yeah, they're going to trust their offense. When you have six seniors with a high-powered offense, you're going to go ahead and give a base once in a while.
And a strike. Fastball to Jaworski. Runners at second and third for St. Thomas Aquinas. And a little outside. Ball two.
Good job ahead in the count, trying to work that corner, though. That's what you're supposed to do. You see the best collegiate and high school pitchers doing a good job working up and down, in and out, can hit her off balance, especially ahead in the count.
Good look at Brevin Kelapouris, and a chopper to short, the first with the out, and she's going to come home to play at the plate. She's safe. 1-0 St. Thomas Aquinas. Madison Walker with the high chopper at short, went over to first. And here it is again.
Well, this is a great read by Kelsey Shank over at third base. She waited. Madison Walker did everything she could. She looked the runner back, threw a perfect strike over there to first base. But as soon as she took her eyes off of Kelsey Shank, she ran home. A great slide at home, too. It was a good throw from first baseman Emma Heineman. But Kelsey Shank did a good job getting to the outside. Good call by the home plate umpire.
That brings up Ella Shabilsky. She is the designated player, designated hitter in this case, pitching or hitting for the pitcher. As she takes ball one, it's 1-1. 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. 1-0 Aquinas of a run across the plate. Nothing spectacular, just kind of small ball here. In fact, we've only had two balls hit out of the infield here in the top of the first inning. Line shot from Kelsey Shank to start the game, and then a fly ball to center field.
And a bunt single that stops right on top of the chalk line doesn't hurt either.
Strike called, and it count evens out 2-2. Ella Sabilski, just a sophomore. Nice mix of veterans and young players on this Aquinas team. As she fouls that one off to the left side, and now the play. And into the parking lot, and sounds like got a car.
Might have woke the guys up in the truck over there. Our Spectrum Sports truck.
Hope everybody's all right inside there. High and outside, and the throw down to third, not in time. Allie Miller, the catcher for Olathe West, and she's a good one. Full count, 3-2 to the left-handed hitter. And a fly ball to second baseman. Madison Grant's going to settle under it and make the catch, and that's the end of the top of the first inning. But St. Thomas Aquinas gets on the board with a run. So the Saints on top of Olathe West, 1-0. The Owls coming to bat. And back to some more softball action as we begin the bottom of the first inning. The Olathe West Owls coming to bat, trailing St. Thomas Aquinas 1-0. And Olathe West, their head coach is Cynthia Adams. And back in college, when she was known as Cynthia Verhulst, she was a terrific player at Wichita State. Also a great player at Bishop Miege, where she won the state championship there. But just one of the great, outstanding players in the metro area over the years. Olathe West. Leading off will be the senior center fielder, Emma Beach. Batting second, senior shortstop, Madison Walker. Batting third, Allie Miller, the catcher. The pitcher is Brevin Kelaporis. He's batting fourth. Batting fifth, the first baseman, Emma Heineman, again, just a freshman. The third baseman, Rory Horning, the senior third baseman. Madison Grant batting seventh. She's the second baseman. And Selena Tipton, senior left fielder, followed by Hadley Baum, the right fielder. She's a freshman, batting ninth for the Olathe West Owls. And pitching for St. Thomas Aquinas, the sophomore, Aurora Sweetland. And their coach really likes the way she throws the ball. He says she can really spin it.
Yeah, and that's good. And it gives you that vertical tilt, which induces a lot of ground balls, gets you to chase the ball a little bit, moves away, moves in. Nothing is ever true on any of her straight pitches or fastball pitches meant to be straight.
And the first pitch to Emma Beach is fouled back, so the count 0-1 just like that. I tell you, Malia Warren is usually the starting shortstop for Olathe West, but she is out with strep throat.
That's never fun.
So, again, Emma Beach, the left-hander, center fielder. And fouls this one down the first base line, out of reach, out of play.
Good changeup right there by Aurora Sweetland. Again, got good spin, but then also good mix of pitches. And reach out front a little bit.
Count 0-2. In the Owls, they have had a pretty good season so far, 7-1. Coming off a doubleheader sweep of Lawrence Free State on Saturday. Won those games 8-2 and 7-2. Strong senior class for this team. Ball one. Emma Beach, 1-2. And they won 4 straight games. Here's a base hit to right field, just gets past second base, and Emma Veach, just like that, starts the game with a base hit single.
Now there's another changeup by Aurora Sweetland on this, and she rolled over a little bit, but she had just enough. You got to keep your hands back just enough on that off-speed pitch, and she's able to pull it through the hole. Another leadoff hitter on.
Yeah, just slipped it by the St. Thomas Aquinas second baseman, Elena Vaith. Made a nice effort there. That brings up Madison Walker, right-handed hitter, and she's got some power. Saw her play about a week ago against Olathe South, and she hit an absolute bomb. And it was not a windy day that day.
Well, I'm glad there's a parking lot, not out behind center and left field.
Ball one, and here's a shot to left field, and there's no doubt about that one. It is gone. Whew. Wow.
Well, Leon, you definitely called it right there, and I was thinking don't get a pitch up to Madison Walker, but that's exactly what it was, and she just got her hands inside of it, just lifted the ball in the air and hit that ball probably about 320, 330 feet out to left field. Wind or no wind, that is definitely bringing rain and going a long way.
Yeah, here it is again. This is a future Missouri Tiger. Madison Walker on her way to play to Mizzou, and she knew it right away as there it goes and gone. Nobody had any doubt about that one. Madison Walker gives her team a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the first inning. Nobody out. As that brings up the number 3 hitter, the catcher, Allie Miller, and she's got a little pop in her bat as well.
Well, she sure does. And, I mean, this just goes to show you, though, she's hitting Allie Miller's hitting 348, but hitting in that number 3 spot, again, if you get something up in the zone, she can do some damage, too. That's where you're going to have to leave it. Yeah, you're going to have to leave it down in the zone. The swing's a little bit long. On a day like today, if you're a good hitter with the wind blowing in a short porch, you're going to try to lift the ball.
You know, I think that Walker home run may have been out of here without the wind. Here's a deep shot to center field, and that's going to be up against the fence out there. That's gone?
It is. Line drive. Didn't look like she got all of that either, but again, it was something she just got up in the air, and this wind is crazy strong, blowing from right to left, and so 2 home runs back-to-back.
Back-to-back home runs. Madison Walker and Allie Miller, and I feel kind of silly. I missed that.
Well, it's an illusion right here. I mean, if you think about it, if you're playing center field, the hardest ball to judge is the ball hit right at you. We're kind of in the same area behind it where it's just a line drive to center field, and it's hard to judge. I mean, you got a see-through fence, a short porch. It's just difficult, but I only got it because of the bounce at the end off the tree.
And Lillian Sapp, the center fielder, went back. It looked like she might have a chance, but then at the last minute, watched it go. And here's another shot to center field. And this one bounces up against the fence. That's Brevin Kalapouris, the pitcher. She slides into second with a double. Boy, the Owls are hitting the ball here in the bottom of the first inning.
Well, and talking with Coach Cynthia Adams, I mean, they have 6 seniors. They are good on defense, but boy, are they excellent on offense. This was another hittable pitch, just a line drive, just a little bit to the right of center fielder Lillian Sapp, and she got on it real quick. She got a good jump, but when the ball went behind, hard hit ball right over your head, there's not a lot you can do about it. So the St. Thomas Aquinas pitcher is definitely going to have to, Aurora Sweetland's definitely going to have to work at keeping the ball down, try to get some ground balls, because anything up in the zone over the plate, this team is too good to keep the ball in the park.
Yeah, we had back-to-back home runs and then a double, and it is 3-1 as coming to the plate. Emma Heineman, the freshman first baseman, she's a versatile athlete, versatile player for this team. She also pitches a little bit. And Brevin Kalapouris, who just hit the double, great pitcher, but obviously she's also a terrific hitter. I saw her play a week ago. She had a single, double, and a triple in that game.
Wow.
3-2 victory over Olathe South last week, so
like
she can do it all.
Yeah, nothing like helping yourself, right? Look at Shohei Ohtani a little bit there.
Emma Heineman swinging a miss, and that's going to even the count out at 1-1. And the Olathe West Owls off to a terrific start here in the bottom of the first, leading 3-1. Back-to-back home runs. Now they have a runner on second. Nobody out.
I enjoy seeing these young players, these freshmen like Emma Heineman getting into the lineup, getting that experience. She's got 3 years left after this year, but you're playing on a squad full of seniors. You're getting great experience. There's great leadership you can follow. You can learn a lot, hitting right in the middle of the lineup. You're getting just all the good at-bats.
Swing and a miss on a high fastball, it appeared. Count 2-2. Aurora Sweetland on the mound. She also plays first base when she's not pitching. 2-2 count, and that's fouled back.
In the games that I've got to call against Olathe West, I really enjoy Coach Cynthia Adams just talking about hitting. She was such a good hitter, and she understands it and talks to the mechanics. I nerd out on those mechanics all the time. Just get your hands up, stay on top of the ball, fight with 2 strikes, widen your stance, short stroke. I love hearing that.
And she played at Wichita State back in from 2001 to 2005, I believe. And she had 15 home runs one season. For a while, that was the school single-season record. Another foul ball right behind Les and our photographer. So the count will stay at 2-2. As Emma Heineman doing a good job of fighting off these pitches.
See, our cameramen don't flinch.
No, they don't.
They don't flinch. They're on the game.
2-2 pitch. And this one's popped up on the left side. Third baseman Kelsey Schenk. She's under it, makes the catch. And the 1 out. Here in the bottom of the first. First out for Olathe West as we go to Rory Horning, the number 6 hitter. Senior third baseman. Again, another versatile player. She can play all over the infield. Right-handed hitter. And she'll take strike 1.
That was a big out for Aquinas pitcher Aurora Sweetland after giving up a single, back-to-back home runs and a double with down 3-0 before you get an out. It's important to get that first one and give yourself a little bit of a breather.
0-1 pitch, foul to how to play out of the left side, and that'll even out the count to 1-1. Rory Horning, she's on her way to play college softball at Park University. Again, usually plays first base. At her third this afternoon. Just foul tip, strike 2.
But I'll tell you what, I would rather face a Zach Greinke curveball at 60 miles an hour after a 94-mile-an-hour fastball than have to face one of these young ladies that has a good changeup. I mean, that is so hard to hit. You're 46 feet away, gearing up for his fastball. Roy Horning did a great job just getting a tiny piece of that off the end of the bat. That is a tough pitch to stay alive on, especially with 2 strikes.
And a swing and a miss, and the first strikeout of the game. Down goes Roy Horning swinging. And 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. See that pitch again from Aurora Sweetland.
Yeah, you can see she used that hole at bat to work away, and Roy Horning was in the middle to the outer part of the batter's box. As you can see here, Madison Grant is on the batter's box, or on home plate.
And she pops up, and it will be caught by the shortstop. Sage Klodowski comes over, and that's going to be the end of the first inning. As the Olathe West Owls with 3 runs on the board, they lead St. Thomas Aquinas 3-1. We're back at the top of the second right after this. Hy-Vee proud to support Greater Kansas City High School athletics as we head to the top of the second inning. The Olathe West Owls with 3 runs in the bottom of the first, leading St. Thomas Aquinas 3-1. Saints coming to bat here in the top of the second. Elena Vaith, the second baseman, will lead off. Again, another freshman out there on the field.
So I'm hearing that Elena Vaith, after a game, will board a plane and then travel to an out-of-state or a far-away volleyball tournament. She's that good of a volleyball player.
Just a lot of great athletes on the field, and for both teams, multiple sport athletes. It's count now 2-0. Brevin Kelliporis, and that one is low, and ball 3. St. Thomas Aquinas got on the board in the top of the first with 1 run, but Olathe West with back-to-back home runs in the bottom of the first, and that's going to be ball 4, and Aquinas has the leadoff runner on base again.
Yeah, another good leadoff hitter. We've seen 1 full inning and a half an inning, and so far all 3 leadoff hitters got on base. And so if you can get that leadoff hitter on, try to manufacture a run, just get a few on and then get one up in this win.
Charlotte Teddy now the batter for St. Thomas Aquinas. She takes strike 1. She's a left-handed hitter. Also a pitcher. She's the first baseman in this game. Lefty against lefty, and that one's fouled out of play. So the count 0-2.
It's great to see in both teams all these multi-sport athletes. It becomes a lot more specialized over these last few years where athletes will pick one sport, but I really love to see multi-sport athletes. I feel like a football and a baseball, or a volleyball and a basketball for the ladies. I mean, there's just different sports can give you different skill sets and different strength for you, different parts of your body that can really help you in each sport.
Count now 1-2, and that's up high. 2-2. Elena Vaith on first. She got there 4 straight balls with a walk. In a big wind blowing out of the south. And another foul ball to the left side out of play. 2-2 the count. Charlotte Teddy. And strike 3 looking. First strikeout for Brevin Kalaporis.
It's a tough pitch. Like, it was in the zone until the very end. It's one of those where you might get a little frustrated, but as a hitter, you know you took a good pitch. But again, with 2 strikes, you got to battle. So
Keely Ellsworth now the batter, the number 8 hitter for St. Thomas Aquinas. She's the left fielder, sophomore. Takes ball 1. Here's a little roller to shortstop and over to first, and in time. Addison Walker with the throw at short and got her. Runner advances to second.
Madison Walker did a good job. Elena Vaith over at the runner on first base. That ball was a jam shot by Kaylee Ellsworth, so she wasn't going to have time to get the play at second base. So she did what she had to do, use a strong arm, and just get that second out over first base.
Brings up Lily Sapp. She is the senior center fielder. Takes ball 1. She's on her way to play college softball at Arkansas Tech. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Nice pitch there from Kalaporis, kind of down and away. Another little slow roller to shortstop, Walker over to first, and that's the end of the threat. St. Thomas Aquinas will leave a runner on second as we head to the bottom of the second inning. Olathe West on top, 3-1. Back after this. The Olathe West Owls leading St. Thomas Aquinas 3-1. Start the bottom of the second inning here. Olathe West, the home team, will be hitting, and leading off will be Selena Tipton, the left fielder. Olathe West picked up 3 runs in the bottom of the first inning on a double and back-to-back home runs. No, single and back-to-back home runs. They also had a double in that inning. Didn't score off that. But showing some power early with a big wind at their back. And again, Selena Tipton will lead it off here in the bottom of the second inning for Olathe West. In Aurora Sweetland, it's the signal from the dugout and checks her wristband for the pitch and Strike one. I was noticed watching the girls' softball games, the umpires are a little slower in giving the signal.
And it's hard to hear if they say it right away, but then they do the call a little bit delayed because when the wind's blowing so much and the fans are close, I mean, this is a close proximity place, windy day, it's tough to hear that initial call.
Count 0-2 to Tipton as she fouls that pitch back to the fence. And, yep, she went around on a high fastball. Nice pitch by Aurora Sweetland.
Well, again, 0-2, this is what you want. If you're going to go high in a day like today with the wind blowing out, you better get way up there, and that's exactly what she did. Made her check swing a little bit. It's really tough. You're not going to do much with that pitch. That's head high or top of the helmet high, and you're getting real defensive mode, and your mindset is, oh, don't strike out, don't strike out. It's really tough in that situation. So Aurora Sweetland, perfect pitch, perfect timing.
Second strikeout of the game. Right-handed pitcher. Hadley Baum, the right fielder. Freshman, another freshman in the lineup here.
Love to see it.
She takes ball one. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Aurora Sweetland may be finding her groove a little bit. The strikeout, and that was another nice pitch. Ooh, pulled the string on that one. It's another swing and a miss. Strike two, 1-2.
Leon, I'm going to have nightmares tonight watching hitters try to fight that changeup. Both pitchers, but Aurora Sweetland on that one. That is just a filthy changeup. So much slower than her fastball, and the spin's the same.
And got her looking. 2 up, 2 down, 2 strikeouts for Aurora Sweetland. That was a sweet pitch.
It's good timing, too, to get these 2 outs at the bottom of the Owls order, because now you got coming up Emma Veach, Madison Walker, and Allie Miller, who had the single home run last inning.
Yeah, Emma Veach got it going in the bottom of the first inning with a single to right field on a 3-2 pitch. Left-handed hitter. Outside, ball one.
It's a good location, too, because last at bat, Emma Veach hit a foul ball off a changeup, pull side, and then got her single pull side. So it's a good call to work away starting off.
Swing and a miss there. And a riser.
Staying away again. It's probably the wise thing to do against a lefty with a slightly pull swing. Hip goes out a little bit, shoulder goes out a little bit, roll over the top hand. You work them away.
Getting 2 outs here at the bottom of the second inning. And the 1-1 pitch and a little low, and that'll make it 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike.
It's good discipline by Emma Veach. I think I swung at it sitting over here.
Called strike, 2-2.
Again, you can see Aurora Sweetland. She knows what she's doing out there because she went away, down for a change, and then zipped one in for a strike where Emma Veach wasn't looking. So good chance she could be in her head. What's coming now? Where's it going to be?
And high and outside. So count moves to full. 3-2 to Emma Veach. Again, behind the plate umpiring is Wes Ansay. And got her looking, and she strikes out the side. Another changeup.
Filthy changeup.
As again, how about that? Aurora Sweetland strikes out the side here in the bottom of the second inning. Hitting Selena Tipton, Hadley Baum, and then Emma Veach looking. 3-1, Olathe West on top. We're back with more after this. And we move to the top of the third inning, and leading off, Kelsey Schenk for St. Thomas Aquinas. Her last at bat back in the first inning, she led off the game with a single to right field. That was on a 3-2 count. And she takes strike one. Raven Kalaporis, the line shot right at the shortstop, Madison Walker, one away. Wow.
Well, this was a pitch up that Brevin Kalapouris probably didn't want that location. I'll tell you what, Kelsey Schenk put a charge on it. You don't see a good athlete like Madison Walker at shortstop flinch too much when the ball's hit at her, but her head snapped back a little bit. I'm sure she felt that line drive.
Brevin Kalapouris looking over at Madison Walker with a little grin on her face. How about that one? As that brings up Sage Glodowski. And she got on base of a infield single back in the first. That was that bunt that just stayed fair by about a quarter of an inch. Maybe not even that close.
Yeah, it was definitely on the foul side of the white line.
Count 1-1. Sage Glodowski, again, the freshman shortstop. 3-1, Olathe West on top. First game of a doubleheader for Olathe West. The Owls will play Washburn Rural later this evening here at College Boulevard Activity Center in Olathe. And fouled back to the backstop. And the count 2-2 to Glodowski.
Coach Keith Hughes must think really highly of Sage Glodowski, freshman hitting number 2 in the lineup. It's a pretty important job.
And it's a high chopper to the third base. Rory Horning over the first. It's safe. Nice hustle there by Glodowski.
And I think we see why she's hitting second in the lineup. A lefty with a lot of speed. High chopper off this turf. As soon as that ball hit the turf and went up into the air, there's no chance Roy Horning getting Sage Glodowski easily beat that ball down to first.
Sage Glodowski now 2 for 2 in both infield hits. So that brings up Sophia Lip, the senior right fielder. She flied out to center field, advancing though a runner to third on a sacrifice as she lines out to left field quickly.
There wasn't any wind about that. Sophie Lip just put a charge into that one again, right at the left fielder. That's just those tough breaks. Hit it hard, ball up in the zone. You're doing what you're supposed to do.
Selena Tipton out there making the catch. Line shot right at her. Annika Jaworski now the catcher for St. Thomas Aquinas. She flied out to the shortstop back in the first inning. And Sage Glodowski over there on first base with 2 outs. Brevin Kalapouris, and that ball is fouled at the plate. Glodowski will have to go back to first. And the count evens out at 1-1.
Umpires didn't signal foul right away.
Yeah,
really clearly hit off her leg. I was just wondering if they were going to let it play out.
Here's a ground ball to Rory Horning. Horning over to first, and that's the end of the top of the third inning. No runs scored for St. Thomas Aquinas. They leave 1 on base. We're back with the bottom of the third inning. Olathe West coming to bat. Bottom of the third inning. St. Thomas Aquinas, Olathe West Owls. The West Owls will be coming to the plate with their big hitter, Madison Walker, to lead off. And remember what she did, their last at bat back in the first inning.
Well, it was kind of, I guess you could call it a no-doubter.
It is.
In maybe just about any park. That pitch was definitely up, and as soon as she hit it, there was no need for anybody to move. It was a courtesy movement by left fielder Haley Ellsworth, and boy, that was an absolute bomb out to left field.
Again, Madison Walker, one of the top players anywhere in the state of Kansas. She's on her way to play at the University of Missouri. Playing shortstop today. She also plays third base. She can play anywhere, really. But she can hit the ball. Got some terrific power, as we just saw.
Pulling a pretty high GPA as well, so she leads on the field and in the classroom.
Interesting to see how they pitch her here. High and outside, ball 1.
I can't say that I blame her. You get a good shot of the outfielders here too, right, Leon?
They're not playing shallow.
No,
they're on the warning track out there. And there's a pop up to second base. As Elena Vape settles under it and gets the out. As soon as I heard it, I thought, but
it sounded
just to second base.
Right. It sounded to me a little bit off the end of the bat, but you could tell Roar Sweetland wanted nothing to do with them from the middle to the inside part of the plate. And you see her maybe telling Allie Miller right now, hey, she's working me away a little bit. You better look over a little bit. And Aurora Sweetland doing a good job of forcing that chase. Maybe a little bit nervous, a little bit ready to hit, but she also hit a pretty good one, ended up being a line drive.
Allie Miller grounds it to shorts. Gladowski comes up cleanly with it and over to first for the second out here in the bottom of the third inning.
Well, when Madison Walker leads off and you get her to pop up, followed by Allie Miller, and you get her on a changeup to ground weakly to short, you know you've done something. So, Leon, you had mentioned that last inning, Aurora Sweetland, who struck out the side, was starting to get into her groove a little bit. That groove continues. You don't always need a strikeout. Only 3 pitches now, and she's got 2 outs this inning and got the big guns to go down.
And Brevin Kelliporis, the pitcher, is now the batter, and she can hit the ball. And she had a double her last time up, and this one is gone. Well, I'd like to think I called that, but
I'm going to say you did. You absolutely did, Leon.
As she certainly made us look smart there, as she can hit, and boom, gone.
Yeah.
Kelliporis now have a double and a home run in this game. As we look at it again, pretty much a no-doubter. Got it high in the air, and
well, Aurora Sweetland will tell you, the pitcher from Aquinas, that was a mistake too. Brevin Kelliporis coming in, hitting .524, helping herself out on the mound. And she, even though there was 2 quick outs on 3 pitches, she got a pitch to drive, and drive she did.
4-1, Olathe West now on top. Ground ball to Elena Vaith at second over the first, and that is the end of the third inning. But another run for the Olathe West Owls as Brevin Kelliporis helps herself out with a solo home run. We're back with the top of the 4th inning coming your way right after this. Top of the 4th inning, Olathe West Owls leading now over St. Thomas Aquinas 4-1 after a solo home run from Olathe West pitcher Brevin Kelliporis, who's back there on the mound, the lefty. And she'll face Ella Shabilski, sophomore designated hitter. Takes strike 1. Count now 0-2 on a called strike.
Brevin Kelliporis, first pitch, paint. Second pitch, paint. In the hole 0-2, hit a home run and then come out and putting some paint on the corners out there.
Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Brevin Kelliporis. 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning.
This was an excellent series. She goes away, away, and then why not go away again? Good job getting that leadoff hitter.
That brings up Elena Vaith, the second baseman. Another strike. Both pitchers, with the exception of that last home run, are really kind of settled down, though, into this game.
Finding their zone a little bit. Really good mix of off speed.
Inside, ball 1. Count 1-1 to Elena Vaith, who's also a pitcher for this team. Freshman second baseman. Ball 2 to Vaith for St. Thomas Aquinas. Again, they've come into this game unbeaten at 6-0, down 4-1 in the top of the 4th inning.
If you're a coach, you kind of wonder how your team's going to respond. This is a good situation. You get valuable experience being down, and you see how your team responds and what their nonverbal communication is, or their heads down or their shoulders forward. And so far we haven't seen that by Aquinas, but you learn a lot from learning how to fight when you're behind like this against a really good Olathe West team.
Count 3-1 to Elena Vaith, and that's strike 2.
The crowd was a little unhappy there.
Vaith, I think, thought she was on her way to first.
Yeah, I think a lot of people did.
Full count. And fouled back. So the count stays at 3-2. Wind not as strong as it perhaps was when the game started, but still the American flag stretched out pretty good, blowing from south to the north. And this is the north field at the Seaback complex. And the ball is fouled off the third base side. So the count stays full. And Elena Vaith One out here in the top of the fourth. Oh, called strike. 2 strikeouts now in this inning for Brevin Kelliporis.
Kelliporis again doing a really good job trying to work the corners. That zone's been consistent over there a little bit. It's a little bit big, a little bit strong, but you know, it's the umpire's giving it to you. As a hitter, you got to be able to protect over there, and as a pitcher, you got to be able to throw it.
And Charlotte Teddy, the batter, a high chopper to second over to first, and that's the end of the top of the fourth inning. And St. Thomas Aquinas goes quietly trailing to Olathe West 4-1. Bottom of the fourth inning. Coming your way next. Olathe West Owls on top, 4-1 as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning, leading the Saints of St. Thomas Aquinas, and they've done it with 3 home runs in this game. They had back-to-back shots in the first inning, and in the last inning, pitcher Kelliporis hit a solo shot to put him up 4-1.
Those home runs weren't exactly just over the wall either. I mean, one was a line drive, the second home run by catcher Allie Miller, but got out of here quickly. But Madison Walker and Brevin Kelliporis hit home runs that as soon as they were leaving the bat, everybody knew.
And leading off for the Owls here in the bottom of the fourth inning is the third baseman, Rory Horning. Struck out in the first inning. And a pop up to third base, and that is Shank over there. Kelsey Shank with the easy catch, and one away just like that, one pitch.
A lot of people might tell you, well, hey, why do you swing at the first pitch? And why don't you take some pitches? But oftentimes with a bigger zone on a windy day, if you get a pitch to drive, that might be the only pitch you're going to see that's a good pitch to drive. Why not take a crack at it? The only thing I'm saying as a coach is if you're looking in, don't swing away. If you're looking away, don't swing in.
Madison Grant now the hitter, is the second baseman. And again, with the exception of the solo home run, Aurora Sweetland's really settled down here. And, oh, that nice hustle and catch from Lillian Sapp coming all the way in from center field. Make the catch.
Leon, I'm going to write this down as an F8, but you could tell this ball was going to be just an easy pop-up to the second baseman. That wind just kept pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. But I'll tell you what, Lillian Sapp did a great job of staying on it. You can see how far she's out there, and she ran a long way, calling them off and making kind of a sliding, diving kind of catch. But, yeah, the center fielder absolutely has the right of way there, and so everybody needs to clear. That's a great play.
Selena Tipton fouled back. The catcher, Jaworski, trying to, and she lost it, and it'll fall safely to the turf. Got kind of spun around on that one. I thought we were going to catch it.
Yeah, she did. Again, that wind's going to push it. But as a catcher, you got to know that. You got to look straight up. And she tried to track it straight back, but you got to know that the wind is going to spin that ball back. Just the spin of the ball is going to bring it back. So her job on that is to automatically turn around right where she's at, lose the mask, and find it, let the ball come back to her. It was a tough route on a ball that was definitely going to spin backwards.
0-1 the count. And that's going to be ball one. 1-1 to Selena Tipton, who struck out back in the second inning. She was the first strikeout victim in the second when Aurora Sweetland struck out the side. Another foul back, and count 1-2.
Again, that's a tough pitch. You can hear Coach Cynthia Adams over the side saying, hey, you got 2 strikes now. It's okay. Put it behind you. Shouldn't have swung at it. Now you got to battle back. It's a 1-2 count. Hands above the ball. Shorter stroke.
1-2 pitch. Ball 2. Took something off that one. Aurora Sweetland lets it fly, and that has the count going full, 3-2.
Going from 1-2 back to 3-2. Now it's an even playing field. She can take a little bit more of a good swing and not be so defensive, but you got to protect the plate still.
And it's a shot to left field, and that is up against the fence as Tipton on her way to second with a stand-up double.
we've seen today what pitches up in the zone will do, and this one was kind of grooved a little bit up in the zone. 3-2 pitch. She was ready for it, set right on top of it. Good short stroke. Wind obviously getting it out there a little bit. Line drive off the wall. 2-out double.
In the dimensions here at all the fields at the College Boulevard Activity Center, 200 feet from left, center, right field the whole way. That brings up Hadley Baum, who struck out back in the second. Again, one of the victims of that striking out the side. She bunts, and she's going to be safe. The play at the plate. Also safe is Selena Tipton. And Olathe West adds another run. Nice play there. Nice bunt by Hadley Baum.
Well, this play had a lot of things going on. Hadley Baum has a great bunt. She got it down. She was going to beat it because it kind of was rolling slowly away. It was about equidistant between the pitcher and catcher, and Aurora Sweetland did a good job trying to get there. But the runner, Selena Tipton, was rounding it all the way, and maybe a designed play by Cynthia Adams. If she gets that ball down, you're going to go the whole way. We're sending you like it's a base hit to the outfield, and the throw would have beat her, but it just got up the line just a little bit. First baseman Charlotte Teddy just had that ball sail on her. Hadley Baum takes second base.
Emma Beats, the leadoff hitter, up now batting here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Owls with one run in and a runner on second with Hadley Baum. 5-1, Olathe West. Top of St. Thomas Aquinas. 2-0 pitch, fouled back. Strike one.
Well, she has such a great swing when she's on a ball.
Ginvich had a single in the first inning and then struck out in the second.
Central Arkansas is definitely getting a great player in Emma Veach.
Center fielder for Olathe West, and throw down to third, and we have a consultation between the umpires and Doug Killian, the umpire out in the field, asked for some help from his counterpart, Les Ansay, and Les says she is safe. So Hadley Baum steals third base.
Well, listen, this is a good play because it looked to me like she was safe. We're going to see it here. It looked like she slid around the tag. Third baseman Elsie Schenk looked like she just kind of held the tag down there. The throw beat her, but the position of the umpire in the field, he couldn't make a call, so he did the right thing and had the home plate umpire.
Yeah, it was his vision was blocked by the two players, I believe.
Right. And so, by the way, when Emma Veach just walked as the ball was being exchanged at home plate, she just took off for second base for no throw. The two-base walk right there.
And runners in scoring position here at the bottom of the fourth inning. Olathe West on top 5-1, and threatening again is St. Thomas Aquinas coach Keith Hughes. Not happy about the situation, comes out to discuss it. Here it is again. We thought it was just a routine walk.
Just a walk there, and she's trotting right there, and then she just takes off for second base, but then there's just no throw. You can see her in the background sliding in there. Wow. She had it in mind right away. I'm taking second because if the throw goes, then the runner, Hadley Baum, is probably going to come down to third base. So I'm
heads up play.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Keith Hughes is. We talked about last inning a little bit about how when you're down, you're playing against a good team. You got to keep your head in it. You can't give an inch, and when you keep taking extra bases like that, you get deflated really quickly.
Especially when you have Madison Walker coming up to the plate. Again, a massive home run back in the first inning. Popped up to the second baseman in the third. Here she is, her third at bat, and takes ball one.
And you can't pitch around her because look who's looming on deck. Catcher Allie Miller, who's got a home run this game as well.
And two runners on here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Ooh, swing and a miss. Good pitch. Kind of fooled her.
Yeah, that was a good pitch. You can tell that Madison Walker does not get cheated on her swing.
Now, 2 outs, 2 on. Runners at third and second. Madison Walker, the senior shortstop today for Olathe West. 1-1. Another swing and a miss. 1-2.
Aurora Sweeten is not going to give her anything middle up that she can reach. She's probably going to just stay away, stay away, stay away. I mean, that's, if you walk her, you got a base open, and it's the best you can do. But you give her anything to hit here, it's going to go a long way.
Big pitch here, 1-2. And a slow grounder down the right, or down the first base line, and that will roll foul, and Walker will come back to the plate. Count still at 1-2.
So for Madison Walker, one of the things they're going to teach her in college too, if you're that big of a hitter and you're a home run threat like she is, and you keep getting pitched away, 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 she's got fast hands. She can handle a fastball in no problem whatsoever. So her job right now is to get on the plate and protect that away side.
1-2 pitch, fouled back, out of play, and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Olathe West, they run in this inning, trying to get more, leading 5-1 over the Saints of St. Thomas Aquinas. Olathe West scored 3 in the first, 1 in the third, and again 1 more here in the fourth, trying for more. Here's a shot to right field. That's going to plug the gap. 2 runs will score for Olathe West as Walker is on her way to second with a double.
This was an outstanding piece of hitting by Madison Walker. Instead of trying to pull and hit the home run up into the wind, this was an off-speed pitch away, and she just sat back, let her hands wait, and hammered a line drive right past the second baseman, going all the way to the wall for 2 RBIs. Boy, what an incredible hitter that Madison Walker is.
And that drives in 2 more runs for Olathe West with 2 outs, and we have a pitching change as Bella Sanchez will be coming in to pitch for St. Thomas Aquinas, and Aurora Sweetland will go to the dugout. 7-1, Olathe West on top. They've got 8 hits in this game, 3 home runs, and right there, there's one of those home runs from Madison Walker. Now she's got the double. It scored Emma Veach and Hadley Baum. Boy, Baum really did a nice job of keeping this inning alive. When you think she had the bunt, got things started with 2 outs. And Bella Sanchez, saw her pitch a couple days ago against Blue Valley North. She came in relief. That was a game Aquinas won 14-5. Right-handed pitcher. As Allie Miller will be coming to the plate for Blue Valley, for Olathe West. Oh, the Owls really, this is an impressive game for them. 2 outs still in the bottom of the 4th inning. Allie Miller, the catcher. Madison Walker on second. She just got there with that 2-run double. 7-1 Owls on top of St. Thomas Aquinas. And pitch is high, ball 1. On deck is Brevin Kelliporis, the pitcher who had a solo home runner last time up. Miller deep to center field, and that ball is out of here. Another home run. This is a 2-run shot. Her second of the game for Allie Miller, the senior catcher.
Well, this was another one of those that Allie Miller's strong. She didn't even get all of this ball. It looked like it was a little bit of a jam shot, but again, she's so strong with the wind, with the short porch, and it's just one of those locations where you just can't throw it to these power hitters. But Allie Miller's showing that she can hit a mistake and hit it a long way.
4 home runs now for Olathe West, and it is 9-1. The Owls on top, and that brings up the pitcher Brevin Kelliporis, who has a double and a home run her last time up, and takes ball 1 low. In bottom of the 4th inning, they have done a lot of damage here with 2 outs.
Oh, they sure have, and that's what you'd love to see too. It's again, that's your team that has 6 seniors on it. It's a high-powered offense. It doesn't matter how many outs. If you give them just a little bit of, you crack the door open, they're going to blow it wide open.
And here's a pop-up, and the shortstop, Chase Gladowski, back there to make the catch, and finally down go the Owls, but not before they score 5 runs in the inning. Olathe West on top of St. Thomas Aquinas, 9-1 after 4 innings of play. Leon Liebel along with former Kansas City Royal Les Norman bringing you some high school softball on this beautiful Thursday afternoon out in Olathe, Kansas. And it's a beautiful day for the Olathe West Owls as we head to the top of the 5th, leading 9-1 over St. Thomas Aquinas. And we have a pitching change. Brevin Kalapouris is back on the mound. Pitching for Olathe West in a swing and a miss as Keely Ellsworth will start the top of the 5th here for St. Thomas Aquinas. And are we surprised by this margin, this lead in this game for Olathe West? St. Thomas Aquinas coming in this game unbeaten at 6-0. Count 0-2.
Yeah, not a lot of teams are going to have the high-powered offense and have 6 seniors on its squad like this Olathe West team. I'm just surprised they actually lost the game. I'm just wondering who beat them.
Keely Ellsworth, again, the left fielder, sophomore for St. Thomas Aquinas. She grounded out to the shortstop, her only time at bat, and back in the 2nd inning. Right-handed hitter. Kalapouris, here's a backhanded play. Madison Walker and throw, not there. And Ellsworth will go to second on the pass ball there at first base. Madison Walker did a terrific job of backhanding it, but the throw not there.
Yeah, she sure did. And it looked like she got her feet good. I mean, everything was good mechanically. She just didn't make the throw, and it was a tough scoop. If you ask first baseman Emma Heineman, should she have had it? Yes, it was on her right-hand glove side, just a short little scoop, and she missed it. And that's okay. That happens, but it just goes a 2-base error.
So Keely Ellsworth on second with nobody out to lead off the top of the 5th. Lily Sapp, the senior center fielder, takes ball 2-0 the count.
That's that part where Emma Heineman over at first base, you know, she's going to gain experience over there playing first as a freshman.
And ball 3.
I'm sure Coach Adams is going to talk to her a little bit about that, how you stretch and how you scoop and all that. Her glove stayed high and didn't. When a ball short hops you, you're supposed to take your glove and move through the ball toward the person that throws it. And if it's a long hop, then you give ground and bring the ball toward you.
4 straight balls, and Lily Sapp goes to first base on the walk. So St. Thomas Aquinas runners at first and second with nobody out, and Cynthia Adams going to come out and talk to her pitcher.
Yeah, after that play, she's not too happy knowing that Brevin Kalapouris is capable of not going with a 4-pitch walk after play that should have been made. So she'll have some words there.
Lily Sapp, who just got on base with the walk. You notice she rolls up her sleeves less, and on her right arm she has CR. She writes the initial CR every game. That's in a memory of a coach she had in the club softball by the name of Craig Riggs. He was a well-known coach in the area and passed away a few years ago, and she always wants to remember him by putting his initials on her arm. So.
Yeah, it's a great tribute. It's amazing as we go through life and we think back when we were athletes and all the people that mentored you and coached you and just made a big difference in your life, and that's really saying something when you do that.
Well, 2 runners on, nobody out. It's nice to have this young lady at the plate if you're St. Thomas Aquinas. Kelsey Schenk, junior third baseman. We talked about her a lot, but going back to the pregame. The best athlete Keith Hughes says he's ever coached. She flies, this pops up the right field. Right fielder can't handle it. That's Hadley Baum, and 1 run will score as Kelsey Schenk goes to second. And Lily Sapp to third. But a run in here with nobody out in the top of the 5th, 9-2.
Well, this is probably going to go as an RBI double, but again, the sun is right in her face, and the wind is kind of pushing that ball a little bit. The mistake that she made, obviously, Hadley Baum was backpedaling instead of turning. In that situation, the ball's going to blow to your right, so you maybe open up to your right and let the ball blow back to you, but you can't backpedal. Did get a glove on it, but when you're on your heels, it's hard to keep it in there.
Brings up the shortstop, Sage Klodowski, and right back to the pitcher, Kelly Porras, and then she throws it away. Sapp's going to come home, and she is safe as Kelsey Schenk gets it in third, also safely.
Well, this is crazy. This is going to be a hard one. It's a ground ball. Go ahead, Leon.
Well, Sadowski makes it all the way to second on the hustle. So we've got runners at second and third now for St. Thomas Aquinas, and that makes it 9-3.
This is a wild play right here. A ground ball that she had the runner right in her sights, and anytime the ball's to the pitcher and you get the runner there, you run her back to the bag. She made the right place to throw it, but obviously overthrew. Now, we got to give credit to Selena Tipton out in left field for backing up and being right there to minimize that damage. That very well could have been 2 runs in.
Again, that brings up Sophie Lipp, senior right fielder. She lined out the left field her last time up. Flew out to center field in the back of the first inning, and she advanced a runner. Count now 1-1. Nobody out here in the top of the 5th inning. St. Thomas Aquinas down now 9-3 with 2 runs in. There's a high chopper, and that's going to be a foul ball.
It's the right spot in the order. Your 3-hole hitter. Got a team in Olathe West that's pounding the ball, getting runs in big lumps. So you come out after that last inning, after a 5-run inning, get a couple on, and you just put it in play. Good things can happen.
And Kelsey Schenk on third for St. Thomas Aquinas. Sage Glodowski on second, and 2-2 the count now to Sophie Lipp.
It's really important right here for Sophie that she just puts the ball in play. Try to keep the momentum going. You will trade an out for a run here.
And a line shot to first base right at Emma Heineman, who makes the catch. And 1 out.
Boy, what a tough break for Sophie Lipp. Ball went away. She drilled that ball, but right at Emma Heineman over at first base.
Second time she's lined out hard in this game. Her last time it was to left field. Annika Jaworski now the batter for St. Thomas Aquinas, the catcher. She grounded out the third her last time up, and she hits a high chopper down that way, but it's foul ball.
Well, you still got 1 out here, so again, this is what you don't want. If you're Aquinas, you don't want to strike out. You put the ball in play. Try to get a run in. You're just trying to bridge the gap. You're running out of time, but you still got a little bit of time left.
And that ball is popped up on the infield, and Madison Walker, the shortstop, settles under it and makes the catch. 2 outs, big 2 outs. So Olathe West trying to get out of this inning with no more damage being done with 2 runners in scoring position.
Runner on third, less than 2 outs. 2 things you can't have are a strikeout or an infield pop-up.
Ella Sabilski, the designated hitter, sophomore. She struck out her last time up. Left-handed hitter, as the count is 0-1. Yeah, two runners in scoring position with nobody out, and Olathe West would feel pretty good about just getting out of this inning with 2 runs scored. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Brevin Kelaporis doing a nice job after her coach came out to talk to her. Here's a high chopper to the shortstop. Walker over to first, and that is the end of the St. Thomas Aquinas threat. So after 4.5 innings, Olathe West still on top, 9-3 over St. Thomas Aquinas. Back with more after this. And we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Olathe West still on top of St. Thomas Aquinas, 9-3. The Saints did pick up 2 innings in the top of the 5th, or 2 runs in the top of the 5th, as we're going to have a new pitcher for St. Thomas Aquinas. As that will be Elena Vaith, who moves over from second base. Now pitching. And we'll see who's moving into second base for her, and I believe Get a number on that. And that'll be Annabelle Jones moving over to second base. Annabelle Jones now the second baseman for St. Thomas Aquinas as Elena Vaith comes in the pitch. Nine to 3. Olathe West on top of St. Thomas Aquinas in the bottom of the 5th inning here in Olathe. And leading off in the bottom of the 5th is Emma Heineman. Left-handed hitter, and she takes ball 1 as Elena Vaith, her first pitch of this softball game. And high, ball 2. 2-0. Roy Horning on deck for Olathe West. Emma Heineman has popped up and grounded out in this game. Takes another ball, 3-0. So Elena Vaith just into the game. First appearance pitching. She was the second baseman. Just a freshman. And 4 straight balls on the 4-pitch walk. So Emma Heineman goes to first base. And Rory Horning now the hitter. Struck out in the first, popped up to third in the 4th inning. Takes strike 1. In Olathe West with Brevin Kelliporis in the circle. That feel pretty good the way she's been pitching. This 9-3 lead, obviously, but last week they beat Olathe South 3-2, and she went the distance in that game. Not a lot of run support, but she's terrific out there. Count 1-1. Roy Horning, and fouled off down the third base line.
Yeah, Brevin Kelliporis has done a good job. Really, only in that first inning was more of the earned run. It could be a situation where Aquinas has only scored 1 run, but Aquinas scrappy in and of themselves. They put together a couple last inning and got a couple back on. But she has done a really good job. And
another ball outside.
We've also seen Aurora Sweetland. Sorry, Leon. We've also seen Aurora Sweetland, and she's not in the game. She had a couple good stretches there. Struck out the side in 1 inning and a really good changeup. Mixed pitches really well.
That last inning, the 4th inning, really hurt St. Thomas Aquinas with nobody out, or 2 outs, I should say. The Owls scored 5 runs as Roy Horning goes down swinging. Check that pitch again as Vaith gets her first strikeout of the game. It's the 5th strikeout thrown by St. Thomas Aquinas pitchers this afternoon. Madison Grant. Now the hitter for Olathe West. Takes ball 1. Another ball. Ball 2. So once again, Emma Heineman on first, standing on that double bag down there. They have those. They use those in softball to protect the runners, and gives the runner one side and the fielder the other side. Almost as big as the new major league bags.
The pizza box with the breadsticks.
High chopper up the middle, and that's going to get in there for a single, and 2 runners on as Heineman almost had a notion to go to third, but she stays on second. As we see the high chopper up the middle, Madison Grant on base with the single.
Well, Emma Heineman, again, only a freshman, still learning, slowed down automatically instead of going hard and rounding the ball. If she'd gone in hard and rounded it, she would have been able to keep going, and momentum would have taken her on the bobble. But again, just something that you learn, letting the freshmen play, get your feet wet, learning the game a little bit.
Selena Tipton, the batter, her last time up, back in that 5-run fourth. She doubled to left field, and oh, what a terrific catch by the catcher. Annika Jaworski on her knees catches the foul ball.
Well, we saw a play earlier in the game where she didn't take the best route, but on this one, ball just kind of nubbed straight up. She said, forget the feet. I'm just going to lean over on my knees. I got this one, and made a great diving catch. And that second out's a big one with 2 runners on.
Yeah, 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. 2 on here for Olathe West. That brings up Hadley Baum, who got on base of a bunt and then scored. Freshman right fielder. Swing and a miss there.
Both coaches very experienced in softball. Look at a swing, and then where they locate the next pitch. You can see she has a tough ability to handle pitches up.
Oh, another swing and a miss, and now the throw down to third, and the runner's going to be hung up there and try to get in a run down. We'll see. She is going to be out, and that's the end of the 5th inning. As Emma Heineman caught in a rundown and is out at third. 9-3, Olathe West still on top of St. Thomas Aquinas. A lot more coming up right after this. Hy-Vee proud to support Greater Kansas City High School athletics. Olathe West Owls leading the St. Thomas Aquinas Saints 9-3 as we head to the top of the 6th inning. Leon Liebel along with Les Norman. As for St. Thomas Aquinas, Elena Vaith, who's now the pitcher, leading off here in the top of the 6th. She struck out her last time up. And just a freshman, started this game as the second baseman. Came in and got out of a little trouble there. As the pitcher, her first appearance, takes ball 1, so the count now evens out at 1-1.
Catchers on both squads do a good job of framing that outside pitch and trying to bring it back in. You can tell that they've been coached very, very well in holding that pitch and getting to the outside of it and trying to create that strike for their pitcher.
Fouled off down the third base line. Framing the pitch is now a whole analytical category.
Yeah, it sure is. Both baseball and softball, and how you go about it. They always say you can't reinvent the wheel, but you can make the tread on the tire better.
And for us old guys trying to keep up with all this new information. 1-2 the count after the foul. And breaking ball and got her looking.
Tough pitch, definitely an off-speed pitch, and when you're guessing fastball, you should always think fastball but never guess. You think fastball and adjust, but that was a tough pitch to stay back on. And once she not committed to the pitch, she was done.
Charlotte Teddy, who's also a terrific pitcher for St. Thomas Aquinas. She grounded out to second her last time up. In Brevin Kelapouris, the left-handed pitcher, gave up a run back in the first inning. Really settled down. Gave up 2 in the 5th, but she's been terrific. She gave up those 2 runs in the 5th. Her coach came out and talked to her, and then she just really bared down.
Right.
Cynthia Adams knows what she's doing. Obviously. And here's a pop up to the second baseman, and that's Madison Grant, who makes the catch, and 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Brings up Keely Ellsworth, the sophomore left fielder. She got on base with an error in the 5th and then scored a run. And here's a pop up to the right side, and Grant over there to make the play from second base. Nice catch from Madison Grant, and that's the end of the top of the 6th inning. 3 up, 3 down, 9-3, Olathe West on top. And again, a warm, windy day in Olathe, Kansas, but a beautiful day for softball as we are bringing you this Hy-Vee game of the week. Spectrum Sports, Leon Liebel along with Les Norman as we see the American flag blowing from the south out to the north. And we have seen that as somewhat of a factor in this game on a couple of long home runs. as it is 9-3. Olathe West on top of St. Thomas Aquinas as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning.
Well, we've seen a couple miss hits that the wind got over the fence. And a strong handle shot, and we've seen some bombs get way over the fence.
Again, Hadley Baum will be leading off. Number 9 hitter, the right fielder, the freshman. Elena Vaith, and a bunt is fouled on the left side. Boy, Baum showing some good wheels down the first base. She got on with a bunt back in the 4th inning and later scored. Her bunt caused all kinds of havoc. Got the rally kind of going.
Yeah, sure did.
And it was a 5-run, 2-out rally. Not really a rally, just 5 more runs as she has strike 1 or strike 2 on her now. 0-2. Emma Veach, the leadoff hitter, on deck. This means Madison Walker will be the number 3 hitter. And got her looking. Lena Vaith. And the freshman pitcher just came in the last inning over from second base. Nice pitch.
Yeah, it looked like Hadley Baum was in her head a little bit. Right before that at bat, you could see Olathe West coach Cynthia Adams was talking to her about something with her hand on her helmet, and maybe trying to calm her down or give her something to look for, but she looked a little bit like she might have been in her own head a little bit that at bat.
6 strikeout for Aquinas pitchers. Second strikeout for Elena Vaith, and that ball is fouled back and hits our umpire. Hitting pretty good.
A little shoulder shot right there. That one's going to take a few seconds to.
Yeah, Les Ansay, the man behind the plate, working that left shoulder. Cynthia Adams coming down to make sure he's okay, as we'll see a replay on this. Yeah, off the bat, off the glove, and then off his shoulder. It's a good thing the ball hit the glove in between.
Yeah, I'm sure it doesn't feel like it had anything slowing it down, though. Got him right in the right spot. Sounded fleshy.
So 1 out, Emma Veach comes to the plate. Annika Jaworski, the St. Thomas Aquinas catcher, gives the umpire a fist bump there. Make sure he's okay. It's always good to butter up those guys. Emma Veach walked and scored in that 5-run 4th inning. Takes ball 1. Veach, outstanding senior center fielder, left-handed hitter. Hot shot to shortstop, and Sage Kladowski right there to make the catch.
It was a good catch. I'm not sure if it was so much the glove as it was hitting right into it, but Emma Veach crushed this ball. But yeah, just got the glove out there. Good line drive. Good play it short.
2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. That brings up Madison Walker. Last time up back in the 4th inning, she doubled and scored. Also has the huge home run back in the 1st inning, a 2-run shot. Swing and a miss.
I'm going to go on a limb and say that there's a good chance she might be trying to hit this ball to Lenexa.
Oh, 1 pitch. It's a ball. 1-1 to Madison Walker. Not throwing her a lot of fastballs here. That home run she hit in the first was a high fastball right in the wheelhouse. Swing and a miss. Pitched away from her a little bit that time. 1-2.
Yeah, she in her head a little bit. You can see after she swung and missed at that, she didn't want to pull the trigger. Ball low and away. Big hitter like this, strong, fast hands. You just got to trust your hands and make the contact.
Ground ball to short. Ladowski has it over the first. And I think the first baseman pulled her foot. Charlotte Teddy called safe. Madison Walker is safe at first base.
Looks like they're going to get an appeal here to see if the home plate umpire saw it. It's hard to tell. I was watching the throw. I didn't exactly see the foot, so I can't make a judgment here.
She was coming forward to meet the throw, but I'm not sure if her foot came off or not.
Throw was a little bit up, a little bit toward home plate.
No, they're
Wow,
going
he
to
saw it.
ground out the first base, and that's the end of 6 innings. Let's check it out again here, Les.
Well, it's definitely important to get it right, and as long as they see it and get together, it's what matters.
Once again, after the end of 6 innings, it's Olathe West 9, St. Thomas Aquinas 3. And once again, here's how the bottom of the 6th inning ended. Ground ball to shortstop. The throw over to first, originally called safe. And then after the umpires talked it over, it was ruled out, and the replay looks like it probably was the right call. She was out, so it was 3 up, 3 down. That was a good inning for the Saints, as Lily Sapp will lead off the bottom of the top of the 7th inning, and the third baseman for Olathe West, Rory Horning, didn't come up with that, and Lily Sapp is safe at first here in the 7th to lead it off.
There's one thing about softball, when the ball's hit to the side of an infielder, these bases are short, and you don't have a lot of time. Rory Horning did the best she could. She went down. It was a short hop. I would think that would go as a single, but I'm not the official scorer.
Well, she's on first base safely with nobody out, and Kelsey Schenk is the batter, the third baseman. Double her last time up. She also lined out to shortstop. Had a single back in the first inning and scored a run. Scored the first run of this game. The first hit of this game. Here's another foul ball, this time the other side of the diamond on the third base side. Count 0-2.
Even at 0-2, you can just see Kelsey Schenk, what fast her hands are, how she goes with pitches. And we talked about this in pregame, that Coach Keith, you said that Kelsey Schenk's the best athlete that he's ever coached, and you can see why. I mean, she understands this game. She plays defense well. She's smart at the plate, good hands, powerful.
Fouls this one out to the right side, just by the Aquinas dugout. And Coach Keith Hughes says not only is she the best athlete, he thinks he could put her at any position and she would be the best player at that position.
Yeah, I can see why too. And even on that last pitch, you could see her fight off that changeup and stay back 0-2.
Way high. And the ball 1-2.
I don't blame Brevin Kalaporis for throwing one that high. But the only place that someone like Kelsey Schenk can't get to it.
Aquinas trying to get something going in their last at bat. 9-3. Top of the 7th inning. Count 2-2 now to Kelsey Schenk. Runner on first. That's Lily Sapp. Nobody out. Ground ball to second. Over to shortstop at second, covering, and back to first, not in time, but they get the lead runner at second base. Nice play there by Madison Grant, second baseman.
Good pitch by Brevin Kalaporis, too. Outside pitch forces her to go with it. And again, Madison Grant played good second base today, just flipping it over to Madison Walker at shortstop.
So Kelsey Schenk now on first base. One out here in the top of the 7th. As that brings up Sage Klodowski, the freshman shortstop. Another good athlete on this team.
Been on base 3 times.
Takes high.
Really intimidating for an underclassman. You know, you get good team, scores a lot of runs, playing against a lot of seniors. You're playing with on your team a lot of seniors, but being on base 3 times, second hole, she's handled it well.
Here's a slow roller to third. Horning over to first, and the throw is in the dirt. Runners will advance. Schenk goes to third. She's coming around to the plate, and she'll score standing up. Throw to third, a little high. And, runners decides to stay. That is Glodowski, but nice effort on her part. Great hustle. As Sage Glodowski having a game.
Yeah, she sure is. It's going to go as a hit. She beat it, and then it's going to go as an error. Not sure if it was on the throw. It was hard to tell at this angle, but there was an error made to get her all the way to third. But again, they're still alive. Got something going.
Kelsey Schenk crosses the plate to score. That makes it 9-4. One out here in the top of the 7th inning. Olathe West trying to close this one out. Sophia Lip, the senior right fielder, and a high chopper down the left to Rory Horning at third. And this one's an easy play. And 2 outs now on the top of the 7th.
Well, again, you're not going to score runs in this game by just taking a lot of pitches. And so if you get a pitch to hit, just do your best. Put a good swing on it. You hit the ball hard. Just beat it right into the ground. Good play by Roy Hornung. 2-way.
Brings up the catcher, Annika Jaworski. Takes strike one down the middle. Jaworski popped up to the shortstopper last time up. Also flied out to the shortstop back in the first inning, grounded to third, and fouls this one right at the plate. Count 0-2.
That's the one you want back. You want to pull it back. You know you shouldn't swing at it. You don't want to swing at it, and you just tip it. And it's a big difference between 1-1 and 0-2.
Brevin Kelapouris trying to close this one out here. 2 strikes. 0-2 the count to Jaworski. Ball 1.
What a great block by Allie Miller, the catcher for Olathe West, just taking that right leg and pushing herself out there, keeping her shoulders square and knocking that ball down, saving that run. That was outstanding footwork.
1-2 pitch. Ooh, hit her. Annika Jaworski hit by the pitch. Goes to first base, so it'll be runners at the corners. 2 outs.
Well, you can tell right now that she let her off the hook with a 1-2 count, but I'm sure it doesn't feel like it when you get hit right on the elbow with a fastball, making your fingers tingle a little bit. And oh, she's in a lot of pain. She is really hurt. I hope she's okay. I've been hit on that elbow before with a fastball, and that is not a fun place to hit, both for the location and if you hit a nerve for the whole rest of the arm. Just hope she's doing all right.
Sophie Moore comes in to run for Annika Jaworski. Sophie Moore, kind of a utility player, does everything. Swing and a miss as the batter is Ella Shabilski. She grounded out the shortstop her last time up. In 0-1, top of the 7th inning. Olathe West on top. 9-4. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch on the outside part of the plate. Brevin Kelapouris, she's been terrific. It's that one up in the zone a little bit, so it'll be ball 1. 1-2. Trying to close it out right here, but again, Aquinas trying to stay alive with runners at first and third. Top of the 7th inning. And another pitch up, ball 2. Olathe West trying to move to 8-1. Swing and a miss. And that's your ball game. How about that? Good way to end it for Olathe West. Ella Shabilski goes down swinging, and a really nice game pitched by Brevin Kelapouris, and she got a lot of run support to go along with it. Again, the final, 9-4 Olathe West over St. Thomas Aquinas. We'll talk more about it right after this. And back at College Boulevard Activity Center, Leon Lieb along with Les Norman. The Olathe West Owls have a big 9-4 victory over the previously unbeaten St. Thomas Aquinas Saints. Again, 9-4. Did it with a long ball and some pretty solid pitching as well, Les.
Yeah, you did. Brevin Kelapouris with, I believe, 5 strikeouts we saw, and 4 home runs, 2 by catcher Allie Miller, 1 by Madison Walker, and then Brevin Kelapouris helps herself with a home run as well. And so there was some good doubles, good at bats, a little bit of shaky defense for Olathe West, good defense, no errors on the side of St. Thomas Aquinas. But again, 2 great teams, 13 runs scored, high-powered offense.
Yeah, and again, that big 4th inning with 5 runs with 2 outs. That put it away for Olathe West. The Owls, they got another game coming up. We're going to bring it to you. So they're going to take on the Washburn Rural Junior Blues. For my partner, Les Norman, I'm Leon Lieb, and our director, Joe Novacek. We'll be back. That second game coming your way right after this.